Hello, everybody. Super good morning to everyone. Welcome to the 7:30 in the morning session with Kevin Chan here. And jang. It's time for us to take a look at the year 2025, which is the wood snake year. Yes, plenty of content coming up in the whatever it is, right? So you see, the 12th animal, there's going to be 12 episodes. 8 palaces for the Xuan Kong Flying Star Purple White. There's going to be another 8 more episodes. Right? Chiman, there's going to be another 8 more different episodes. Then the 10-day master, there's going to be 10 more episodes. Right? So there's also going to be one which is Yi Jing. Right? So if you put everything together is about 50 over episode, right? Yay! Right, so if I do every day, it's gonna take 2 months. If I do once a week, it's gonna take entire year. And people think this subject is easy to do, right? So yay, I got a snake in my BaZi chart. Yeah, it's that easy, it's good. Right, so but anyway, we are gonna kick it off today by looking at the general BaZi chart for the year of 2025. So this one is usually applied to general economic forecasts, right? So you want to take a look at how the year is going to behave. We're going to use this particular method to do, right? So but anyway, good morning first. Simon, Peppu is around, Sabrina, Lai Ping, how are you guys all doing? Right, getting ready, all pump up for the year of 2025. Right, so yes, year of 2025 is the year of Yi Si, is a wood snake. Right, so in Chinese methodology, whatever lah. In Chinese myth, we have this green snake and white snake legend, right? So 白蛇青蛇传, 白蛇传, 青蛇传, which is the two sister, right? So this one Chinese, one of Chinese story, right? So you guys can go and watch. I think next year, this particular story could be pretty hot, right? Hello, Winnie, how are you doing? Good morning as well. Right, so lovely month of November. So it not look like it is having a heavy rain right now at my place. Right, so hello Rachel, how are you doing? Right, so come, let's go in and take a look at the available information. Shrink down to the smaller version, and you can see your own chat floating around. Right, so always amazed. Right, so like usual, right, I want to get in touch with me. Telegram is a good place. Telegram is where I dump a lot of downloadable information. Any sort of update, I'll throw into Telegram. And then there is the newsletter. Newsletter is mostly for forecast related matter, right? So I will write all the forecast stuff into this, right? So there will probably be a version of written forecast for this 2025, which I will be doing inside the newsletter. So if you like the written version, you can go and subscribe to the newsletter, right? So pretty simple. And then there is a community channel, right? So community channels up here. This is where you want to post anything in the community channel as long as it is Chinese metaphysics related. If let's say that, you just start your Chinese metaphysics journey, you want people to know that, you have just started the Chinese metaphysics journey and you want some support from the community, feel free to do some posting there. Hello, Hon Guan, right? So able to catch you live. My boy not yet awake. Right. Poor father, need to hide. Need to hide to watch YouTube, because why later your boy will wake up and then say that, Daddy, you are also watching YouTube. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm also watching YouTube. Right, so come, let's go in and take a look, right? So plotting BaZi chart, if you have not plotted any BaZi chart before, right? So Typing Astro would be one of it that I'll be recommending, because why I'm working together with them. That's all. Right, you can use this to basically do your BaZi chart plotting. Right, so when you plotted your BaZi chart that time, it looks somewhere like this, right? It is called BaZi 8 character because originally, really, you only got this 8 character only. Right, originally only got 8 character, right? So a lot of BaZi forecasts for Chinese New Year at least, it is going to be animal sign based. Right, to animal sign based. So later we will also go into the individual animal sign forecast. We'll do that, over a 12 episode. Right, so this is yours, right? So you have to go and print your BaZi chart a bit, then only you know how to interpret. But today we will be interpreting the BaZi chart for the year of 2025. So every single year there's a specific date and time where we mark the transition of one year to another year. So the transition point is where we mark as the birth date of the year. right? So this one, you can just buy a 10,000 year calendar. It's called Man Lin Cha. So you can buy a 10,000 year calendar. It is written in the calendar where is the date and time it transition for every single year, okay? So you want to study ahead, you can go and buy a 10,000 year calendar, which is quite widely available in any sort of temple shop. Right, those that sell incense, right? So no, you go there, they will sell you, and you ask them, then they'll be able to sell you. Online also very easy to buy, right? So go and buy, there are probably some online software that you can also take and do, right? So this is not something special. So every single master out there would basically use this particular date as the date to gauge the year. So it's the birth date of it. So it's basically the BaZi of the year. We use the BaZi of the year, right? So this one that you're looking at right now is the BaZi of the year. Right, so this year is governed by Kui water. Right, so now just look at governed by Kui water already can give you some information about how the year is going to be. So which means that the year going to have a lot of Kui water's behavior. So if you understand how Kui water function, you have the Kui water behavior, so you already know that the year of what we call 2025 is going to be a little bit of a, you want to call very flexible year or very mong cha cha year also can. Right, so the purpose of us today is to understand the BaZi chart of the year, so that you are prepared yourself with your own personal behavior to react to the year. The year won't care about you, by the way. Right, the year will just react the way that the year would react. Right, so now first when we do take a look at this is that we will usually try to convert the BaZi chart into a energetic bubble. Right, just call it an energetic bubble. We convert this. Right, so this one very obvious if you already take a look. Now it's like, no, just now that one, if you take a look at it, you don't really understand anything. But this one, if you take a look, because I've converted it into color. Right, now color easier for you to understand, right? So if you take a look at this here, so you can see that predominantly the year is water and also wood. Predominantly is water and wood year. Right, so since it's the water and wood year, then the year would have a lot of water and wood characteristics. So this is where the day master come in. Although it can be water and wood, but if we change the day master, the meaning of the water and wood highly changes. Right, so this is what we are trying to understand. So you also can see that there is one earth and also there is one fire there, and there is completely no metal. So with this information inside, you can start to do some what we call analysis. Like for example, every single element can represent a specific industry. So then you know that which industry is vibrant. So if you take a look at it, wood industry seems to be very vibrant. So which means that the growth and also the what we call the movement of the wood industry is going to become a bit more. So now here is where I don't want you to make the wrong conclusion, because a lot of people probably you have not studied economic before, right? So not to blame you, that they don't understand how economic works. Right, so when they see that wood is very vibrant, which means that Chinese will say very ong. Chinese Hokkien will say very ong, 很旺. Right, so 很旺 means that if I go into this particular industry, right, then I will do very good. No. Okay, right. So what happened here is that when an industry become popular, everybody is inside there. What do you think? You can fight inside there. Everybody is going that particular direction. Right, so this is like going to cause traffic jam. It's like holiday. The highway, right? Everybody want to use the highway. So what happens when you have a lot of car on the highway? It become a traffic jam, right? So same thing. We talk about wood industry, right? Yeah, wood industry is going to be an industry whereby it's very easy for you to get a foot in. So getting a foot in means what? It doesn't mean anything, right? So you get it. So a lot of people say that wood industry, wood is, let's say, is a plantation. A plantation is one of the industry. Many industry is one of the industry that is basically inside the wood. So should you go and do farming? It's very easy for you to start a farm, but survival is not easy because everybody has a farm. So how are you going to, do this, right? So like wood also is basically generally talking about education. So a lot of people might want to say that, no, start an education, right? So I can already see in the market, a lot of people is trying to start a academy lah. They are trying to start an education center lah. All these things, right? People is trying to start that, right? So you will see that there is going to be, you can call it flourishing, but at the same time also mean very highly competitive, and that would actually drive the margin down to non-existing. So that is where you need to be careful of how you interpret this, right? So it's not that the bubble is big, then you charge towards the bubble, okay, right? So it's, if the bubble is big, easy to enter, but when you enter already, right, what is the distinction point of view in surviving that particular area? Or else it's going to be an industry whereby everybody go in, everybody die, right? So, you know, if you are not familiar, you know, the mask making industry, when COVID basically come, you know, the COVID detection machine, mask making, you know, so I got customer really say that, you know, oh, no, right now I want to make a factory and then, you know, I want to manufacture mask. I straight away tell him, you better don't touch it. Well, lucky that the fella did not touch it, right? Or else, you know, it would be dead by now, right? Because the machine that you buy back and everything to manufacture the mask, right, it takes times to pay back. Right, so like right now, you know, where got anything, right? So there was so many mask making, you know, there's a lot of, you know, mask making company, you know, I know one specifically that venture into hotel somewhere. But nothing to do with that's called, you know, got a bit of money, like he made a bit of money, then venture into hotel. Right now it's like everything is stuck. So what to do, right? So this is basically the energetic level of that particular things. Right, so then also you can take a look at it, you know, the water, right? So because day master is water, so water is strong, so the companion component is very strong. Now, companion component is very strong, is already a very, very strong indicator for you. That is that the year of 2025 is going to be a very highly competitive year. Everybody is just trying to whack each other. 2025. Competitively trying to outdo each other. So in this particular situation, there are probably some advantages for consumer. You would relatively get cheaper product. Monetary cheaper, quality wise also, I think it's going to get cheaper. Too bad. Right, so and then the wood is basically the output, so you're going to see very strong innovation. Now, so when we talk about very strong innovation, right, things get old very fast. The moment you buy something, it becomes obsolete. Things get old very fast. So now this is where the danger comes in. People start education business, they think that they can have one syllabus and then teach until don't know when. Cannot, your syllabus come out, it becomes invalid. Very fast, whatever you teach people, whatever you offer into the market, it becomes invalidated. Because why? Very obvious, you're trying to fight with AI. AI gather information faster or you gather information faster? Yeah, you're trying to fight with the speed of how AI eat information. So AI will be able to come up with new thing, or you know what is the most current thing much more faster than your human brain can. So now how? You're gonna offer, you know, like olden day education whereby there's a fixed syllabus, and the fixed syllabus is gonna go for the entire year. It's not gonna work. If your education center concept is that, you know, I have a fixed syllabus that I can teach people, you're going to be dying. Because why? The moment you launch a syllabus, somebody would have already launched a second version of the syllabus. You're going to be a third version, fourth version, fifth version, right? So there's going to be a lot of innovation coming up. Business also is the same, right? So if you go into any sort of business, right, if your business is not growing at the rate that is required, problematic, right? So now and then also you take a look at it, the direct wealth is in the year pillar. So, you know, if those of you who are following mine, I already explained every single pillar belong to what, right? So which means that you want to make money, you need to make money from the public. So if you're offering a course to people, offer it to the public. Public course is going to be, now this is because I'm also in the training world. So the training world actually got two lines. One is called a public training, another one is called corporate training. So corporate training is not going to do very well. So if you are in a corporate training as a corporate trainer, you would just be having a price war with people. Right, is doing price war with people, or you are just spending a lot of time going through bureaucracy. Right, if you want to make money, public training is how the line's going to be. Like this one tells you where to concentrate your effort, and depending on what you want to do. Right, so and if you take a look at the month, right, so it's a direct officer hurting officer. Right, so this is not a very gentle combination. This one has a lot to do with litigative, at least in the olden day. Right, in the olden days, direct officer is the what we call the official of the city. Those people who govern and also control the peace of the city. Right, so they are the governor, they are the city official. The hurting officer is basically somebody who is, you know, very disobedient, delinquent kind of fella. So they don't like this sort of people around, right? So they usually would what we call try to remove them from society, right? So which means that there's going to be a lot of contentious fighting among official and also normal citizen, right? So this one is expected, right? Aisho is not afraid of Dior. Yes, Pepper, that would be the thing. But Dior is the one that has the stick in the hand. You're the protester who is holding a cardboard. That is the police with the full red gear, right, with shield and also baton, right? So you have to see whether how safe you are. Right, so nowadays keyboard warrior is fine lah. You know, you're on the computer. You know, you type whatever things that you want to type. Not too easy to do anything. You know, worst case scenario, they ban your account. Open up another new account and start yapping away again. Right, that's what you do, right? So now can you see the BaZi chart itself can already be read already, so you already know roughly the year is going to be very competitive. It's going to be rather difficult for anybody to exert any form of control, right? So because why there's only one earth and there are three wood there, right? So it's three wood hitting on one earth, so the one earth is not going to be able to control much, right? So and then also the earth is not only the wood is countering the earth, the water also is countering the earth. There's also three water. Right, so three water fighting the earth. So it's very difficult to put things under control. It's for the year of 2025. So that is also why it is actually a very, very good year for a lot of business to break out. Right, so now business, what we call the business landscape, where there is always one little problem is that there is always a big guy in the business landscape. Right, so like for example, in the search engine landscape, Google is the big guy. So this year, I confirm to you already, Google is going to lose their place to ChatGPT. You know, the ChatGPT right now is actually a much more bigger search engine. It's capable of doing it, right? So, but there's going to be a certain danger when you allow on ChatGPT. If the algorithm on ChatGPT is not programmed in a correct manner, which a lot of algorithms actually have that particular problem. Right, so when the program is algorithm driven, a lot of information is actually suppressed from you. If you follow an algorithm, because the algorithm will automatically filter out a lot of things, just like your brain. AI really they work just like your brain. Like your brain, actually your brain main function, again, I tell a lot of people, is that it is to dumb you down. Is to filter a lot of information and don't let the information reach your conscious mind, or else you cannot function. Right, so whereas Google is different. Google give you everything, right? Google give you everything. It's just that you're too lazy to read. So when you're using AI, AI filter everything out. So it's like, for example, you tell AI, I want to order pizza. The AI will decide which pizza. Whereas when you say that I want to order pizza in Google, Google will list you down, few criteria of a few pizza. Then you make your decision. AI won't let you have that particular decision, right? They will tell you that this is the pizza for you to go, right? So it's going to be that, right? So a lot of big boy basically will see that their position is not going to be secure, right? Banking, all those banking is like big boy, all these kind of things is not going to be secure, right? So that's why there's going to be a lot of these changes. So if you are a new players, next year is actually a very positive year for new players. Now, again, I do not say that you will survive. It's just that, you want to go in and play. Next year is a good year to go in and play. But your strategy does count, right? Your strategy, there's going to be a lot of room to grow because the water itself is basically helping the wood to grow, right? So, there's a lot of learning which is available. Water represents wisdom. The wood represents growth. Right, so there's going to be a lot of opportunity for you to learn massive amount of things next year. That's the positive side, right? So the negative side is that whatever olden day knowledge that you have, it's all going to be obsolete. So you're not going to be able to cling on to whatever position you have with the knowledge that you already have if you don't advance yourself forward. Right, interesting, yeah. Right, so now depending on how you strategize, so there's I always tell people there's actually no such thing as a good BaZi or bad BaZi chart. It's how you use the BaZi chart, which is very important. right? So is for those of you who have a little bit more knowledge, you can slowly analyze the chart and come up with some of the information. So I'm gonna just give you some runaway summary, right? So runaway summary so that you guys know, right? So like for example, next year is going to be a rapid growth year because water is going to be producing the wood, right? So wood represent growth, and then the wood energy basically right now represent the output energy, which has to do with innovative creativity and also advancement for this particular year, right? So people's gonna come together, is gonna push advancement. So which means that you're gonna see that people come together and certain things become popular. Boom, certain become popular. Then afterward, people's gonna go somewhere else because water always travel all over the places. They don't stay, right? Right, so they don't stay in one place, which means that it's gonna move from one place to another place. Then different things gonna grow. Then when they move away, they're probably gonna die, right? So you can see a lot of this growth replacement happening. So that's why I say that if you are the type of mindset that I want to create one thing and it's going to be evergreen, you're going to die on the spot. There's no such thing as evergreen next year, right? So it's going to be constant moving. So later I show you where the constant moving basically come in, right? So first thing is that it's going to be rapid growth. So if you are into the growth part, you're a new player into the market, it is actually a very, very, very it's more like cloud lah. Quick water float around. When the wind blow, it will just move. Right, when the wind blows, it moves. So if you stay on one spot, you're asking to die. Right, it's like the rain cloud, it moves and then it rains from one place to another place. Right, so you need to be able to move. But by the way, you're not a piece of tree. You can move. It's just telling you that you want to grow. You need to have the flexibility of growth. Your ability to let go of the past, which is earth. So both wood and water is basically countering earth. Right, so earth is ever there, right? So this particular quality of staying put is actually not a positive quality next year. So if your ability is to move and shift, then good for you, right? So keep on moving, shifting, all those kind of things, right? So those are reaction that you need to have after you have understand the conclusion, and not to say that the world is not fair. I like to sit around. You like to sit around, you sit around, but don't complain. Okay, right? So that's one which you would. Right, so the water actually represent, again, water represent what we call diversion, right? So water is a energy that travel, right? So you can see that the market, we're going to get very diverse, right? So this one, you can see one thing is the international border become much more cannot be seen, right? So everything can basically be operated internationally, right? So you can offer a lot of things internationally. Right, so you can already see China product can ship to you dirt cheap. Yep. You can buy a product from China which is like less than $10 from the internet. Nowadays, it's way cheaper than going to the shop to buy. And the Chinese fella doesn't even need a shop front. So the fella costing is much more lower than anybody who open a physical shop. Right, so which means next year, you thought of, I want to open a physical shop, you're already straight away dead already. Because you are competing with water that's coming from all over the places. The market is going to be so diverse. There's going to be so many choices. Right? You're not the only one who can offer anything. So this is where your agility become very right. So again, of course, the water carry the entire idea of being wisdom and all this, right? So you can see that the trade of wisdom, information trading. By the way, your artificial intelligence, a lot of people say, artificial intelligence is IT, is fire. No, AI nowadays is basically water. The work of AI nowadays is to gather information. It is not at the phase whereby it's trying to transform information yet. It's still at the phase of gathering information. What AI nowadays do is that it swallow as many data as possible to build the brain. AI is still trying to build brain. Right, so which means the AI right now actually does not have brain. The quality of AI at this current moment is limited to the quality of information that the AI is subjected to. So that's why a lot of time I tell you, if you play enough with AI, you ask a stupid question, the AI give you a stupid answer. You ask a quality question, the AI give you a quality answer. It's really limited to what information the AI get from you. So if you got a limited brain capacity, you can only ask questions in such a limited capacity, the answer that you get is basically going to be low level. But if you have a great brain capacity and you provide enough information to the AI, the answer that the AI give you back is phenomenally good. Right? So again, it still depends on you. The AI itself will not make any judgment at this current moment on how questions should be asked. It doesn't do that. It's just a machine to converge all the information together. Right? So that's basically water. Right? So water in the olden days is basically representing trade. You go overseas and you go on a fair, the sailing part of it, and then you go a different place, you obtain the goods product from there, come back to sell, and then you bring your goods and product, you go there to sell. And so it's traveling, all those kind of things. So again, if you are new to the market, this is positive for you, because you are able to go in and make your product go out. But it doesn't mean that people will buy your product, because why? They have a lot of product to choose from. But it's a good place for you to start. So if you just want to make a living and survive, it's very, very easy time to make a living and survive. Right? So it's now here's the part of it you need to be very careful of. Your business is doing good is not because your business is good, it's because the circumstance is good. That's all. So when the circumstance move, then only you find out that your business is actually not viable. There's a lot of it that's basically there. Like for example, the very recent one is basically the what we call your ride hailing. Right? So ride hailing and all those Grab, Uber, right? So before that, it's because they have a lot of funding from different people. They are able to pay incentive, right? So everybody was jumping into this delivery business, all this kind of whatever it is, because incentive was there. Now, right now, all the money is gone, no more incentive already, right? Then only they find out that this particular line is actually not survivable. Right? They are not even making enough money to pay for their cars, depreciation and also maintenance. Then only you start to realize there is actually no business model for the things that they're doing. Right? So you don't know how to move the business model. It's just because the market is good. So when you have water, is this, water constantly moving. If you do not know how to move together with the water, then you're going to be left with a situation whereby there's no more water. Simple enough, the market is not going to wait for you. Okay, right? So that's from the water. So the earth is basically going to talk about it's going to be a year whereby there's going to be a lot of lip servicing. Right? Talk only, right? Talk only, nothing's going to be done, because why? The world lack the ability to actually what we call take responsibility for whatever that's been promised, unfortunately. So this is called lack of control. Right? Because it's direct officer. Direct officer, the main work is actually to control. But at this current moment, the direct officer have to fight with the water, also have to fight with the wood, right? So the direct officer actually cannot fight. So it's only just promise and do things. Right? So if you happen to be one of those guys who know how to make promises, it's actually a good year for you. Yeah, if you're part of the people who is very eloquent. Now when we talk about lip services, right, again, one extreme is basically outright called lying, right? So another extreme is basically eloquently give you information, right? So half true, I can call it half true, right? So if you are facing the market, then the warning is to tell you, don't believe everything that the market says. There are still some naive people, actually a lot of naive people in this particular world, right? So they just like to believe everything that other people say, and then it's like they have this doctrine that it is the responsibility of the other side to actually tell me the truth. But when the truth is told to you, you're not happy. No, I just want to hear my version of truth. I don't want to hear the real truth. There's going to be a lot of people with this sort of attitude. They want to hear their version of truth, not the real truth. So if you are the type of people who know how to adjust your language to suit their delusional mind, you're a winner. Okay, sounds like a lot of trade happening, but people are not making money. In a way, yes. If you're kaheng, so if your strategy is not really very clear, then it's yes. Probable situation is that you are spending too much money fighting the market. rather than focusing on what you can do. You are, it's like a restaurant that's offering too much menu, right? You go to a restaurant, right? The restaurant got like 137 different dishes, right? So to them, it's like, I offer more dishes, chances of me selling is much more higher. No, your cost will astronomically go up, right? Compared to a restaurant that just serve you, one dish they can control the cost, right? So the worth basically represent lip service. So if you know how to do lip service, it's a good year for you. If you like to listen to lip service, you'll be very happy. But in a situation is that you really need to know that whether this thing is it something that you need? Is it something that you know, right? So those are the things that you need to take a look at, right? So no dangerous year. No, at least you're not fighting physically, right? So no metal, basically lack of support, because why? The metal represent resources. So now this is where I tell you next year it is going to be very scarce resources, right? Because why? A lot of people wasting resources. They already know resource, because metal is basically not there, right? So metal not there, metal cannot produce water, right? So then there is too many water there, so which means that resources is going to be scattered around a lot, right? So again, the metal also is too weak to cut the tree, right? So the advancement, every time that they advance, there's actually a lot of wastage, right? So like, by the way, do you guys know that the EV industry, right? So right now it's very hot, right? So you know how many EV company died in between just these 2 years, and what happened to all the EV car that they have produced? It is actually being dumped in just one site there, nobody recycle it. A lot of it cannot be recycled, right? So battery is actually not a recyclable item, by the way. Okay, right? So just like plastic, right? So last time we said, we recycle plastic, and then they found out that no one recycle plastic. They just take the plastic, ship it to somebody else's country, and then right now that they find out that there is a lot of plastic in the ocean. Good for you. EV also going to be in this particular shoe very soon, and it's going to be very, very soon. Because why? The first generation of EV is right now reaching the end of their battery life cycle. So you're going to have a lot of battery, whereby I don't know how they're going to hide it. Okay, right? So battery is not actually a recyclable item. Okay, it's just too complex, right? So lack of support metal, right? So now metal also represents financial institution. So you can see that the financial institution also doesn't have the liberty to give you money to burn. Last time got a lot. Okay, right? So now, because metal is very little, financial institution is like that. So very normally, I'm going to tell you interest rate is going to go up high. Yes, interest rate going to go up. So financial institution is actually going to make money because of the high interest rate. They don't need new customer. Existing customer, they can already milk more money out, because interest rate is going to go up. So, interest rate going up. Yeah. So if you have a lot of debt, which is interest rate tight, you be careful, right? All your resources is going to be tied up with just paying interest for the bank. You're going to die, right? So these are things that you need to basically find out about the economy. Right, so can you see that all this information is basically just reading the BaZi chart? We already know that what is basically happening around. So this is how we make forecasts and prediction. It's not like, then information come from outside. There is really a methodology of doing this. So because a lot of people don't understand, they think that this is like, a mystical art of mumbo jumbo. Right. So fire, right? So now fire, because it's well star. Now well star is actually talk about hardworking, right? So and this particular year you need to be even more hardworking, because why? There's not a lot of fire inside this particular, but the good part of it that it is supported by the wood. So all this advancement in things that is happening is actually fueling the fire itself. So actually next year there's plenty of money to be made. Public money, plenty of money to be made. Is how diligent you are in making the money. So aka call how diligent you are in delivering the value that the other side is required. Now, no need to over deliver in value because the entire system right now that is going to move very rapidly. You just have to be able to deliver enough for the other party to buy, which means that your lip service need to be good on it. That's it. just enough. Just tell them enough information for them to decide to buy. After buy already, the unfortunate part is that they'll probably have no need for any maintenance after that. Because why? Whatever you buy would have been expired by the time they try to use it. Right. So that's the situation next year. So when you buy things that time also it's the same. The other way reverse is that you need to ask yourself, what is the value of the thing that you are buying? Not because you hear that this is a awesome stuff and then you go and buy it, right? Janice, I already tell you already about that, in the first slide, So Janice, you go back to the first slide to take a look at the energetic things about which industry also prosper. I already give you the warning. Prosper doesn't mean you go in, you will make money, or you actually die first one, or you go in. Okay. So next thing is actual general what we call interaction. So you can see that next year there's going to be it's basically what we call ungrateful punishment, the tiger and the snake, right? So the tiger and the snake, right? So it's on the month and the year, now month and year, you understand what is month and year, you already know under what circumstances you're going to be this, right? So ungrateful punishment is very easy. People didn't ask you to do, you go and do, and then you expect people to thank you, but in the end, the people doesn't thank you and actually blames you for getting involved. That is called ungrateful punishment. Right, so it's basically your backside very itchy. Okay, your backside very itchy. You go and get yourself involved with things that you are not invited to get involved in. Right, so volunteer will get punished. Very simple. So which means next year, don't freaking volunteer yourself lah. Okay, very simple only one. Actually, solution is very simple. Don't go and volunteer. So which means if that particular activity, right? So now it's month and year, if it's work related and you were not picked for the things that we're doing, right? People doesn't say that it must be you to do. It's not assigned to you. Don't volunteer for it. That's it. Done. Simple enough, right? So you just keep your mouth shut. Right? Sit at the chair unless somebody assign it to you. Then you have to go and do. That's it. Really simple. Right, so that's basically the tiger and also snake interaction, which is the ungrateful punishment. Right, so then you also have the tiger and also the pig, right? So which is a destruction, by the way. Right, so it's a destruction information, and also at the same time, it is also a combined. Right, so let's say, combined destruction. Why combined destruction cannot happen together? Right, so you can see that the hour and also the month. Right, so now the hour in a career perspective or in a business perspective, the hour represents subordinate, the hour represents employee. So the month basically represents bosses and also your colleagues. So you can see that this particular thing is that when you work together, right? So tell you when you work together, that's where the combined things come in. But when things is done already, there don't seems to be a corresponding reward. So this is where lacking of rewards happen. The destruction part of it is basically, you see that, how come, this one I done already, but how come the result more fun? Nothing to do with me. How come the result, doesn't come to me? Right? So this is, some people might say that, I lacking credit. I was involved in this particular project, but when the project was done that time, I don't see the reward coming to me. It's like, you are supposed to do this work one. I don't need to thank you for doing this work. This is your responsibility. You are supposed to do that. You have that particular thing happening, right? So instead of getting the fruits of the reward, one thank you also don't have. This is going to be the feeling. So again, this thing, you have to be very clear when you do something. Now, very clear in corporate world is very simple. Just get it written down in black and white. How is the profit going to be split after the project has been done? It need to be written in black and white. Then your problem is solved already. Not lip service. Remember lip service. Not, your brother, trust you one, you trust me one, then you die. Okay, everything put on paper. Right, got profit. This is how profit is going to be split. That's going to be what you're going to be doing. Right, so now I'm going to tell you how to react to the entire market. Right, don't be dumb. Right, so again, lip service here, whatever other people tell you, right, no use one. Okay, put everything down on written form. Write it down. right? How is it going to be? With your boss also is the same. What are the reward? What are the perks? For doing something. If not, you might not want to get involved, lah. Okay, right? So got option, if got option, if it's going to be a volunteer project, don't volunteer yourself. Right, stay and play is gonna be a clash, right? So this clash is gonna be pretty easy, right? So it's gonna be the hour and also the year. The hour is gonna be year is gonna be public opinion versus internal opinion, because the hour is your internal thoughts. The hour is public thoughts, right? So it's gonna be just difference in opinion, because this one is is very far apart. And most of the time, the general public don't cares about your individual opinion anyway. Okay, so that's going to be the situation. So if you're not the type of person who is like, no, my opinion is right, you have to listen to my opinion, you are fine. But if you are that type of juvenile thinking type of people that it's like my opinion counts, then you're in trouble lah. Right, so which if given the entire last year, the entire last year was about a very small minority of people who is screaming around, and right now they are being put aside and no one cares about their existence anymore. Right, they have their 5 minutes of fame, right? So they don't have existence. So next year this is gonna continue. Your internal feeling is gonna be ignored by the external general public. Right? No one's going to care about, I feel small, I need support. Nah, no one's going to care about it. Right? So if you are not that type of person, it's fine. If you are that type of person, you've got a bit of a problem. All right? So that one, ask yourself which side of it is you're in. Right? So, and then also it's going to be a bit of a competitive dominance here is going to be, the fella who actually have the resources. Right, the fella who actually have the resources, the fella who has the power, might be able to squash a bit, because the Kui and the Wu is actually a combine. So for those of you who have followed my video, there's one of the video that I explain on heavenly stem combine. So you can understand the heavenly stem combine, when two combine together, is actually a bigger force taking over a smaller force. That's basically a combine. A clash is two same force trying to fight each other. So when one force is much more smaller, they can take over the other force. So which means next year you can see that there's going to be quite a number of acquisition happening. Acquisition, acquisition, is it positive or negative? Acquisition is always positive to the equity holder, because I'm able to exit the business at a much higher price than what I have invested into the business. But it's usually very what we call dangerous for the people who's working in the company, because they will basically be get rid of. It's like that. So depend on where basically you are seeking. So if you are somebody who has some foundation in the market, it's actually good for you, because you have a lot of opportunity of acquiring other businesses that help your business grow, if that is your plan, right? So your plan is to grow through acquisition. It's a very, very good thing. So if you are in the market and then your purpose is actually to exit by selling the business, it is also good for you, right? So, but if you, let's say that, oh no, I want to grow this business into a bigger business, then you better be careful with all the sharks, crocodile, panther, lion that is already inside the market. Because why? You're a new entrant in the market. They can do a lot of things to give you problem. So you have to be aware of this particular situation. But at the same time also, it's not easy for them to do this, because why? A lot of things is moving target, but they themselves also are moving target for bigger sharks. These are things that you need to keep inside your mind, right? So same thing also, if you are, let's say that you're an employee inside this, be careful of that particular senior person. Right? Be careful of the senior person, right? So the senior person would be able to, create their clan and then, move things together, right? So those are things that you need to be careful of. Right? So, and then you also have your three harmony combination, right? So how to tell from a business chart that interest rate is increasing? Janice also just now already tell you, right? So you have to just go back and watch. So I don't know at what time you join in, Janice itself. We have already discussed on the financial side of things. Just go and watch it again, right? So competitive convergence, right? So this is a 3 harmony combination. So Hai Ma Wei is the pig, rabbit, and also the goat is basically 3 harmony combination. So 3 harmony combination, always when you talk about 3 harmony combination, is multiple parties coming in to assist the situation, right? So if you take a look at it, this is basically from the hour and also the day, right? So the hour and also then the hour and day, if you put it onto a person, is basically children and also your wife, children's what we call children husband, right? So it's basically people on the same family coming together to basically support the situation. So in business side is the growth of your business actually is in direct relation with how the, you want to call the owner or the inner management team work together with the employee itself. Is that particular dynamic. So company that has a very good culture and value, right? Very good culture and value system tend to be able to thrive in this particular market. So because when they decide to change direction, when they decide to grow their company, they already have internal support. Internal people is already very gung-ho, say that, oh, no, we're going to go this direction. Let's come together. We want to support the company and go this direction. So if you already have very strong culture, or your plan is to build culture, next year is a good year to do so. Right? Next year is going to be a very good year to do so, to basically start building culture for your business itself. Right? So you start to see how a forecast is actually being done. It is not really standing there and say that, because you got a, snake inside the chart and you're going to be like a snake. Those type of forecasts, please run as far away as possible. Right? More collaboration and teamwork is required for success. In a way, yes. In a way, when you're talking about it, it's basically yes. But again, it is not the surface level collaboration and teamwork. Because just now I told you there was this destruction happening. If you're the type of person, who just say collaboration and also teamwork for the sake of collaboration and teamwork, it's not going to work. Because why? People going to see it. Right? I'm going to come into the team. I'm going to help you out when, the project is done. I don't get the necessary reward. No more already, your business is going to collapse. Their owner is like that one. There's some owner is like that one. They're just very stingy to share money with the people. It's like, oh, no, this one is my money, It's like, I'm not going to share it with you all. It's my money. If you are that sort of attitude type of bosses, it's going to be gone very fast. Right? Your business is going to die very fast, because somebody is going to innovate themselves. Right? Your hit and run tactic not going to work. Right? So you need to be able to build long-term trust. Right? So again, it's a year whereby the Earth represents trust. Earth is very weak and very fragile this year. Right? So it's much more easier to break trust than to build trust. Okay, right? So up to you how you're going to do it. How about collaborate with existing customer? Doesn't matter you collaborate with who. BaZi chart don't know what the hell is customer. BaZi chart do not know what is staff. Do not know what is business, what we call partner. All this, what we call customer, business partner, trust, is all human terminology. Right? BaZi chart just know working together. It doesn't care what relationship you are. You want to work together with the dog, work together with the monkey, up to you. It's called working together. Right? Will the current traveling fever continue? Yes, it will continue. Right? So you can see that this year you got 3 of the 4 traveling stuff. So that's why it's a very extremely mobile year. The mobile what? Career also mobile, business also mobile. Everything is basically mobile. So if you're in the I want to say that if you're in the business of providing mobility to people, then you're going to do good, right? You're going to basically do very good, right? So so that's why I say that this particular year, if your plan is to stay put, you're going to die very fast. Cannot stay put, right? So you need to, you want to say hustle, run hustle. Yes, traveling is going to be something that is very good, right? So if you happen to be in the hospitality business, congratulations, next year is going to be a boom in hospitality business. Now again, right, Boom in hospitality business is only for those hospitality business who already have a strong foundation. You already have the resources. If you are new to it, you might get one or two business, but you don't know how to sustain the business. Right? Then after that, you just sell your business to the more bigger hospitality business. Right? You know, hotel industry, property. Hotel industry, not really that much because hotels is a bit staying put. But if you are trying to expand your hotel, right? So this city try to put one hotel, that city try to put one hotel, right? So then it might work. But if you're talking about one particular hotel that stay put in one place, the business might not be good. Right? So those business who are into this particular expansion model, right? So do those kind of expansion model, which is by the way very popular in China. Right? How about the health business like herbal health business? Okay lah, I would say okay lah. Right? So because the health business, you need to know health. There are three separate line of health. Right? So the Western medicine, which has to do with cutting you up and poisoning the hell out of you, that's under the metal what we call energy. So metal energy is rather weak this particular year. Right? So for this year, metal energy very weak, which means that they are not going to be able to do much, but their fees is going to be very high. Right? So then there is going to be the earth energy. Now, earth energy is you want to call holistic healing. Like anything that has to do with not drugging you, not cutting you up is basically under earth. Like for example, nursing is basically under earth. All these care support care one is basically under the earth. And then also the wood is basically you want to call herbology, can they call it alternative medicine, right? So up to you. That is going to do a little bit more well. So for those of you who are selling supplement, online selling drugs, right? So there's business, you're going to go. What about skiing online? What is skiing online food? Mabel, how do you ski an online food? Okay. What about restaurant business? Restaurant business, if you are the type that is fast moving mean that your McDonald's, all those kind of stuff, then it's okay lah. Right? Property business, no, not gonna do well. No earth is very weak. Right? Earth is very weak. Property business not gonna do well. Right? Not yet time for property business to go. Right? So I would say that if your business is somewhat relying on location, you're gonna be die lah. Right? Selling food online, selling food online is basically fine. Right? So selling food online is pretty okay. Right? So that's basically called trading. But if you are manufacturing the food, then you sell online, then you are dead. Okay, legal services, expensive. Now, legal is under metal, by the way. Expensive, but again, not very easy for you to go in. So which means that if you're a legal firm that is already established, you will probably be able to earn a much higher margin, but not many customers. So each customer, you can earn a higher level of margin, but you don't have much customer. Whereas, for those water and wood related industry, a lot of customer, no margin. So how you want to do a lot of customer, no margin, or very little customer, high margin? Up to you lah. I don't know your business expenses is geared towards what sort of situation. It depends on that, your overhead. Right? So your fixed overhead, your fixed payment of your business, it depends on that. Because if you are a new business, you just establish, right? You need to buy a lot of things. Those all things need to pay off one. You need a period of time to pay off, especially if you are renting space. Right? So my advice to you, if you want to start business, don't start any business that requires physical space. Right? Kitchen also is a physical space. Right? What about gold price? What it has to do with gold price? Right? So online business will likely be better than bricks. Online business will always be better than brick and mortar at this current moment. Right? Because if you have brick and mortar, you need to pay for rental. Simple as that. And you sign a lease agreement, it's going to be 2 years, so you're going to be responsible for 2 years worth of rental. Right? And then if you have a physical space, which means that you're going to have a certain amount of staffing inside the particular place. So your staff don't need to pay salary, man. Need to pay, right? So and then if you have a physical space, which means that you're going to have certain amount of stock at the physical space, your raw material, all those kind of things. So all of this causes money. Rental, your what we call your worker and also your raw material. All this causes money, and all this will basically be going up in terms of inflation. So if you have this, then you are subjected to the inflation. If you don't have it, no. So if let's say that your business is online, you don't need to pay rental. You just have to pay for your, like, you know, I got 4 screens in front of me. Just pay for the 4 screen, which is cheap. Then you need to pay for a fairly good internet connection. You're gonna buy yourself a video and all these things. Don't care, you buy all of this, right? It'll probably cost you 10K. It's not much, and then, you know, if you need somebody to work, you know, like an admin, you can just go and get a freelance admin. Got work, you pay. No work, don't pay. Okay, can see, that's the difference, right? So if let's say that you are online trading means that you don't manufacture anything. Right? Just now, you know, somebody said that, you know, online gonna sell food. If you're the one preparing the food and then selling, you got the preparing food part, which is a risk. If you are just taking somebody else's food, which means that, you know, you just buy fruit from a food factory and then sell it. Yeah, China got a lot of this business. They buy pre-packed frozen food, come back, and then they just heat it up, put it in packaging, and then send it out for, you know, selling it at a great margin. If you are doing that, then you are fine. Okay, if you are doing that sort of business model, then it's fine. Right, so BaZi is full of cloud also. Cloud business. Cloud business is good. Also can say that, right? So you want to say data transfer is good, then it's all right. So that's why I say that I can pretty much predict that the AI business will basically go. But AI business is a very expensive business for you to get your foot in. Using AI at this current moment is cheap, but producing an AI is very expensive. Okay, right? So what you want to do with the information is basically up to you, but this is your year of 2025, right? So I think this is the last slide, if I'm not wrong. End of slide, yes, correct. Right. Will 2025 be more peaceful year compared to 2024? Janice, again, you have to define the word peaceful first. Right, you have to define the word peaceful. Definitely it's a year whereby physical fighting is not going to be popular. The fighting is going to change to lip fighting. Okay, it is still fighting, right? It's still basically fighting each other, but right now, instead of actually sending the missile over, right? So because why? They don't have money to send the missile. Money is a very, very pertinent what we call item when it comes to dispute. Right? When there's no money on the table, nobody is interested in the dispute one. Dispute only happen because there are money on the table. Right? So right now, money is basically not on the table, so no one is interested in any of the dispute. Sound like Trump will do his usual amount of talking, correct? So it's going to be a Trump year. Yeah, Trump is very good at lip service. Trump is super good at lip service. Right, and then he's a Earth somehow, Earth energy. But so again, right, talk, but cannot do one. Right, because why? There is just too many bureaucracy happening at the bottom. You can talk the hell you wanna, but people like it though. Right, it is good that you have a promise. People love promises. Right, people love promises. Right, so lip fighting means over talk, no delivery of peace or guarantee of peace. But the fighting also is not aggravating, you see. Right? You are not moving towards better, but you are also not degrading the situation. So who suffer? The people who's in the war zone suffer. That's all only. The rest of the people basically is in great peace. Okay? Oh no, only coming in. Okay? Right, so that's going to be the year. Right, so you strategize yourself. So you basically strategize yourself as in, what do you want to do for the year, right? So it's up to you how you strategize. The energy is going to care no less about, how you feel, all this kind of stuff. So, as we go on, we will talk about, all the 10-day master. We will take a look at it from the feng shui point of view so that, you can further utilize the energy. So we can talk about it from the Qi Men point of view to see how your mindset is going to be shaped by the energy of the year, right? So all of this information is going to be made available to you as times goes by, right? So hopefully, maybe I'll probably do 2 sessions a week, or else up until next year also cannot finish. Okay, right? So pocket this information for you, right? So now, as usual, right? Now help me spread this out. If you have any community that like Chinese metaphysics, like to learn about Chinese metaphysics, want to go deeper about Chinese metaphysics, right? It is a wonderful tool that has been left by our forefather, right? So listen to me, all right? So what happened here is that if evolution is there to remove things that is useless, if this particular skill set is not very useful, it wouldn't have lasted thousands of years, right? So believe in our forefathers' ability to get this and start to learn how to use it, right? So it's through your own advantage to know that this is how the year's gonna be. I will adjust myself so that I fit into the year, and that's where you would shine. Cool, guys. All right, that's it. See you guys again. Bye.